for section 4.2, adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Now I'm going to do all of these in different videos, so make sure you watch them all. I'm also going to go rather quickly, so make sure you utilize the ability to pause, rewind as you need to, and go whatever speed you need in order to make sure you get all of this written down into your notes so that you have it for your quiz. All right, so we're going to start with adding and subtracting. The main thing that I want you to remember with adding and subtracting is that adding and subtracting requires you to add and subtract polynomials by their coefficients. So, and it's of the like terms, and that's the big deal here. You can't add and subtract anything unless they are alike. So keep that in mind as we go through this. So adding, you can do this vertically or you can do this horizontally. I don't care which method you choose, so you just pick your favorite. So for A, we're going to do this vertically. So the way this works is you're just going to line everything up. So I'll have 3x cubed plus 2x squared minus x minus 7. Then I'm going to take my second polynomial and I'm just going to write everything underneath the term that it is alike. So I'll put x cubed here. I'll put negative 10x squared here. And then I'm going to put that 8 over here underneath the 7. It's a positive 8. And then I'm just going to add everything that's alike. So 3x cubed plus x cubed is 4x cubed. 2 minus 10 is negative 8x squared. Negative x plus nothing is negative x. And then negative 7 plus 8 is a positive 1. So easy enough. Just line everything up, add things that are alike, and you're done. Okay, the other way to do this is to do it horizontally. And that's just where you write everything in the same line. So you'll have 9y cubed plus 3y squared minus 2y plus 1 plus, and then in parentheses, write your next polynomial, negative 5y squared plus y minus 4. Now, technically, outside this parentheses is a positive 1. And you need to distribute that positive 1 to everything inside. But when you multiply by 1, nothing changes. So I can just drop my parentheses, and I'll have 9y cubed plus 3y squared minus 2y plus 1 minus 5y squared plus y minus 4. And now you just combine things that are alike. I have a y cubed here and no other y cubed term, so that's just going to be 9y cubed. I have a 3y squared and a minus 2y squared, so when I add those together, I get negative 2y squared. I have a negative 2y and a positive y, so I put those together, and that's a minus 1y. And then I have a positive 1 and a minus 4, so those together make negative 3. So there you go. So you have a vertical method and a horizontal method. You just pick whichever one is easiest for you. So that's adding. Adding is pretty straightforward and simple. So subtracting you can do the same way, either vertically or horizontally, but you have to remember to distribute that negative. So if we're going to subtract vertically, we'll have 2x to the third plus 6x squared minus x plus 1. And then underneath of it, we'll write the other polynomial, 8x cubed minus 3x squared minus 2x plus 9. And we're going to subtract all of these. And that's where you've got to be careful, because you've got to remember to distribute that subtraction sign. So I'll have 2 minus 8, which is negative 6x cubed. And then I'll have 6 minus a negative 3, which is actually 6 plus 3. So that's going to be a positive 9x squared. Then I'll have negative x minus a negative 2, which is actually negative x plus 2. So that's going to be plus an x. And then I'll have 1 minus a 9. So maybe I want to scribble that out and make it minus. And 1 minus 9 is negative 8. So you can do it vertically. You just have to be very careful and remember to distribute that negative through to everything. Or you can do it horizontally, which is actually my preferred method. So you'll have 3z squared plus z minus 4 minus, and then in parentheses, 2z squared plus 3z. So outside the parentheses this time, I have a negative, and I've got to distribute that negative to everything. So then I'll have 3z squared plus z minus 4 minus 2z squared minus a 3z after I distribute that negative through. After you distribute it, then you just combine like terms. So I have a 3z squared minus a 2z squared, which is a z squared. Then I have a z minus 3z, so that's going to be a minus 2z. And then I have a negative 4 with no other constant. So I just leave that as the negative 4. And there you go. That's it. So now so pick your method, either vertically or horizontally. Just remember to distribute that negative regardless of which way you do it. And I want you to give these a shot. So on your own, try number 1, adding those polynomials together, and then try number 2, which is subtracting those polynomials. Now that you've given it a shot, let me tell you what your answer should have been. Number 1, you should have got 9x squared minus 7x minus 4. So let me read it again. 9x squared minus 7x minus 4. For number 2, you should have got negative 2t cubed plus 9t squared minus t minus 21. So give those a shot and see if you can figure them out. If you got them right, great job. If not, go back and see if you can find your mistake. And if you still can't figure it out, make sure you post in the comment what your problem number is and where you are stuck so I can try to help you. All right, that's it for adding and subtracting. Now let's move on to multiplying.